Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem HaRakah Qadash. Double honors unto your elder apostles who rule well, and shalom to the whole elect. It's an impromptu lesson, Pile off in the gym, it's London camp. It's got a few scriptures, and really just laying up on one of my favorite scriptures. I'm just going to get straight into it. It says the book of Hebrews 1 and 1, and it reads, the Most High who at sundry times, right, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, sundry means in past times, alright, or multiple times, and in diverse manners spake in the time past unto the fathers by the prophets, right? The word prophet means to say before, alright? And they were known before they were known as prophets, they were known as seers, right? Because why? They saw the visions that the Heavenly Father gave them of the future, and they went on to prophesy and say to the people that, look, this is what's going to happen, all right, according to the Heavenly Father's will. And it's the point, having these last days spoken unto us by His Son, all right, which is the most appropriate individual, all right, to speak, Yahushua, all right, the only begotten of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, all right, who is, as she goes on to say, the express image of the Heavenly Father, which is a great one of the main reasons. But the reason I wanted to point out is because He's the Word, all right. Testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy, all right, and the spirit of prophecy is found where in the book, all right, which He said, "Lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me." So He is the embodiment of that word, and that's why He's the rightful person to do this. So I read again, verse 2, having these last days spoken unto us by His Son, whom have appointed heir of all things, by whom also He made the worlds. All right, and He has total control. He received that honor when He went up to the Heavenly Father, up to the heavens, after He suffered all the things He suffered upon earth, and basically was able to take the book out of the hand of the Heavenly Father. So now I want to go to this point, because Yahushua is coming back, all right? And if your eyes are open, you can see the signs that Yahushua spoke of are happening at this moment, all right? And His return is nigh upon us. Jude 1 and 14, and Enoch also, all right, the name Enoch goes back to the Hebrew Chabanach, which basically means man of wisdom. So it says, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam. So he's the seventh in the genealogy of the descendant of the first man, being Adam. He was actually Yahushua as well. All right. And I believe they were actually contemporaries as well. Enoch was around when Adam was on the earth, which is quite powerful. If I'm correct. Prophesied of these, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000 of His saints. He spoke that Yahushua would come back with 10,000 of His saints, all right, to execute judgment upon all, and to convince all the ungodly among them of their ungodly deeds. How is He going to convince them? Is He going to come and walk to a mountaintop somewhere and open a Bible and clear His throat and say, please, people, listen to the words? That's not what it means convincing. It means convincing by force, by the edge of the sword, by fire and destruction, right? He's going to manifest the words that are written in the book of the destruction of the end, right? Of the power and might, the dread and the terror of the Heavenly Father. That's what He's going to do. That's the judgment that's going to be executed, all right? So it says, among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches and ungodly sinners, and of all their hard speeches which ungodly sinners have spoken against Him. Right? So, and this is why I love the scriptures, because this is Enoch spoke of these things, and guess what? He was beamed up. All right? I believe after 300 years or so, he was beamed up, and he wasn't found no more. So he came in the doctrine he was speaking. He only left under those means, all right, which gave full power to that doctrine that the Lord would come back with the chariots, and this I believe is one of the earliest uh, not depictions or references. How would you word it? The earliest references of script of the chariots of the Heavenly Father in a word. All right, Enoch being beamed up and taken away, and that's right before the time of the first death. All right, but this is the second. He was speaking of the second death. All right, so it shows you great power. Let's read this now. I'm gonna close on this one. So that's the book of Revelations, the first chapter and the 7th verse. It says, actually, I ain't gonna do that. Revelations 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Now, what are the clouds speaking about? All right, go ahead, man. Psalms 104 and 3, and it reads, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in waters, who maketh clouds, the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of who walketh upon the wings of the wind." All right, but the point being, who maketh the clouds his chariot. So the Heavenly Father does that. All right, so that's the cloud that's basically being spoke of is the chariots of Israel, and they were shown in the records of Moses, where it said the Lord went before the camp as a pillar, as a cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. All right. So now let's go back to this. It's Revelation 1 and 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. So everyone's gonna see him. There ain't gonna be no one where they're gonna say, "Oh, I missed it." No, everyone's gonna see him. That's how great this destruction is gonna be. And they also which pierce him, which shows you reincarnation. All right. Everyone's been, and that's even the fact that everyone's gonna see him is the reason why as well. Everyone's gonna has heard of this doctrine, all right. So that, and that's what's being sealed off until the elect are sealed and the word goes out to the whole earth. And then once it's gone out to the whole earth, the Lord can come back, all right. And they're all gonna see him, and they're gonna see the witness. They're gonna witness the words that were spoke, the testimony, and they also that pierce him, reincarnation, all right. The centurions and all the kindred of the earth shall well because of him, even so Amen. So why are the kindreds of the earth gonna well because of him? Because he's only coming to save the 12 tribes of Israel, as it tells you in Revelations, the 2nd chapter. So with that, man, I pray you're edified to the next one. Say shalom, shalom, shalom.